Mr. Bugel, it's time to take your final written test. Now, this is very important, so you need to take your time with it, do the best job you can, and don't normally do this, but we're going to do it in this case. So you need to take this test, sit down over here, and he can help you if you have any questions or problems with it. You understand?
Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome. You go ahead and sit down, and you can take your time with it.
Thank you.
So, finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me see it, please. Okay, congratulations, you passed. Okay, now we need to do our driving test in the car, behind the wheel. Okay, let's secure the car. You've got the car in park now. Go ahead and shut the ignition off. Let's go back in our classroom, all right?
And you can give me the results here?
I will give you the result, not here. No, I'd like to go back in the classroom so we can talk it over and explain everything that you did, okay? Okay, now, unfortunately, sir, I've got some bad news.
What?
I have some bad news. I really appreciate your attitude. Your attitude is great, and your effort is outstanding. But there's some major mistakes that you made in the driving part. Your written test was perfect, but your driving in the car behind the wheel part was not good. I'm sorry to have to tell you that. You made 3 major mistakes. As we first started, you're what I call a left foot braker. In other words, you put one foot on the brake and 1 foot on the accelerator. You had your left foot on the brake, your right foot on the accelerator.
No, that is how we use in Africa.
That's not how we do it here in America. It's not safe. You need to learn to drive with 1 foot only, your right foot. And that's a big mistake, really. It's something you have to work on. I understand that you don't have quite the knowledge of the laws here yet, but that's a major mistake. The second mistake was as you backed out, as we got in the car and you backed out, you used the mirror. And I think you're familiar with blind spots behind the car on either side of the car. You need to turn your body and look backward as you're backing. Look back over your shoulders instead of looking in the mirrors. That's also a major mistake.
Sir, I don't know what to say, but do you mean that people that put the mirror, they are wrong?
Yes. You have to. Do you understand blind spots? Blind spots are at the rear of your car or vehicle, either side, right or left. And what I mean by blind spot, you can look in them mirrors all day long, and there will be a car that's sitting there or a person standing, maybe a pedestrian, that you will not see. And if you just back up using the mirrors, you could run over them or run into the car. You need to turn your body and your head and look backward. Okay? That was a second mistake. The third mistake was the worst mistake. As we went down and you approached the stop sign, you slowed down and you come to a pretty slow speed, but you didn't stop completely. You rolled on through the stop sign.
I put my leg on the brake, sir. Yeah, I put my leg on the brake and I look at there was no car. That is why I passed.
Well, you did. You're right. You did that exact thing. You stepped on the brake, you looked, I seen your head turn and you looked, but you didn't stop the car completely. You rolled through. It's kind of a rolling stop. And that is a very, very dangerous thing. You need to come to a complete stop. Sometimes we tell our students, stop the car, feel it stop, and then either count to 3 or say STOP and do something of that sort. But you cannot just roll through the stop sign. You have to stop completely. It has to be absolute stop. Okay?
Stop, get back in your car, sir, and shut the door. Why didn't you pull over when I told you to?
When did you tell me to pull over?
Didn't you see the red lights? Those red lights mean you need to pull over.
I saw them, but to me, this light means someone important is passing by. I thought President Obama might be passing by.
Do you hear what he said? He thought President Obama was coming through. No, my
No,
friend.
in Africa, when the police want to arrest you, they stop you with a whistle, not with the light.
No, we use lights and sirens here, and sometimes we escort presidents with lights and sirens too, but if somebody's following you with lights and sirens, you need to pull over. If you're going to be in this country, you need to learn the rules, my friend.
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, I need to see your license, please. Okay, you went through a red light back there, so I'm going to get you a ticket for going through the red light. I will be right back with you. Sir, just stay in the car. Okay, do you have your license with you and your insurance?
Yes, sir. I haven't yet renewed my insurance, sir.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, sir, no, we don't do that here. What are you doing?
Sir, officer, this is for you.
No, that's what we call a bribe here. We don't take bribes here. You take that back. I don't want your money. So I'll be right back with you here. Okay, my friend, I pulled you over and you didn't pay that ticket that I gave you last time. So now you have a warrant for your arrest. So I have to take you to jail.
The ticket you gave me to go to cinema, right?
No.
To the movie.
No, not a ticket to go to a movie. No. It's a ticket for going through a red light. Remember I gave you a ticket that you signed? And you have to pay a fine to the courts. You did not pay that fine, so now it is a warrant. I have to arrest you and take you to jail.
Yes, sir, but that day you said ticket is for movie.
No. The tickets can be for movies, but tickets can also be something you have to pay. So we're going to have to tow your car again, and I'm going to have to take you to jail. So you'll have to get out here. Go ahead and step clear out. Clear out, sir. Okay, put your hands behind your back.
I understand that completely, and I'm sure I would be in big trouble if I tried to drive in your home country or in Africa. But basically, the law in Iowa says that when the police turn on their lights, their flashing red and blue lights, you have to pull over to the side of the road and stop. So I think that the police can prove that you were what's called eluding, that you didn't stop when they turned on their lights. I think they can also prove that you ran that red light, because in Iowa, this may be different in Africa. When the light turns yellow, you have to stop. Is that different in Africa?
We're here in the case of the state versus Mr. Vogel. We ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Government's ready, Your Honor.
Do we have an agreement in this case?
We do.
What is that agreement?
Your Honor, the defendant's been charged with 3 simple misdemeanors: running a red light, failing to obey the officer's signal, and driving in violation of the terms of his learner's permit. Mr. Wiston and I had a chance to talk about the case, and the government is agreeable to dropping the failure to obey the officer's signal and driving in violation of his learner's permit if he will plead guilty to running a red light and pay a fine.
Is that the agreement, Mr. Wiston?
That is the agreement, Your Honor. I just want to point out that the defendant, Mr. Vogel, is a recent immigrant to the United States, and he was not familiar with a lot of the circumstances with our traffic laws, our driving practices. He has learned his lesson.
Where we came from, sometimes the way we deal with police officers and other organizations are totally different. Like here, when I had my learning permit, I tried to drive and they stopped me. When I tried to get out with respect to the police took it as an offensive. Immigrant lawyers, how could you help us with this kind of situation?
I think this is the only way we can combat that is we should educate people on, on certain aspects of American culture. What do they need to do when they encounter the police? How should they act when they go to court or when they go to the office building?
Oh Lord, please help me not to break the rules. Help me to be useful to my new society and know the laws and the rules in my communities.